Hello and welcome to Man in Sketchbook tours slash shares slash I just dropped it on the floor. Today I will be sharing, well tonight actually, it's nighttime. I will be sharing with you my Boba Fett book. This is a cool sticker I got one time and I put it on this book and I was like, I gotta fill it up now because it has Boba Fett on it. But I'm not gonna go through it right now. I'm gonna go watch an episode of Buffy, and then I will return, and then I will go through it. I'm back from watching Buffy, and I acquired this fancy scarf. I've changed, you've changed, but we can still have a fun time. The episode was good. It was the one with Angel, when we find out he's a vampire, and it's like, no way. So let's start the sketchbook. This is it. It has the sticker of Boba Fett. I've already introduced the sketchbook. Let's go. To start off, this is a postcard I got from the Yayoi Kusama exhibit in Tokyo. She's an amazing artist, and she's also like what I want to be when I grow up, just like an old lady who does art every day. Okay. Okay, this is me. Okay. I've received a lot of good constructive criticism on how to film these videos, and I've just elected to ignore it, even though I could solve it by like one, Amazon purchase of a tripod that could actually hold my phone, but whatever. Also, I used to be like conscious of the time it took to film these, and I used to be self-conscious about them being like 20 minutes long, but I don't really care anymore. I'm fine. I'm just gonna take my time. Who else, brings their sketchbook everywhere even though you're not going to use it? Just now when I went to watch Buffy, I went downstairs and I brought this sketchbook, which is already full, but I brought, a pen and a pencil, I'm preparing for just, inspiration to strike. This is my friend Catherine. It's actually her birthday tomorrow. Shout out to Catherine, who doesn't watch these videos, but shout out to her. Anyway, I don't know why I do that. Maybe it's a safety blanket, I just bring my sketchbook everywhere I go, no matter what. These were angles and planes studies for class. You can tell which one I didn't use a reference for, and then which ones I actually used a reference for. That was a drawing of Excalibur for my friend Maggie. That's her favorite character in anything ever. I was trying to redraw an old drawing here, but then it started going bad and I got embarrassed, so I stopped drawing it. This is kind of a fun page. A lot of these were done in class, so some people look like they're really bored / falling asleep because I'm drawing them in class. Sometimes when I was in my composition class, I would steal the paint and then just paint in my sketchbook because I felt guilty about wasting it. And then I would draw over it. So that's what this is. That's me legs. Oh, this is a funny parallel. So I watched Sense and Sensibility, the 1990s version with Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, Hugh Grant, and the one from the Titanic, Kate Winslet. So I was drawing from screenshots in the movie. It was a really good movie. Hugh Grant, Alan Rickman, quality. Emma Thompson was the best. Kate Winslet was good as well. These are also drawings I did for class because I had to do head studies, so I just looked up pictures of celebrities I like. I think that's Tom Holland and Zendaya. I don't remember who that is. Some were just random. This page got all smudged up so I couldn't see the red drawings anymore, so I just went over them in ink. I can kind of tell when I have art block. Just literally art block. It's the art block. I can just kind of tell. That was a drawing of my cousin. She was sitting on the floor. This was, my family was playing pickleball, which is a made-up sport, and I was drawing it. I mean, maybe it's just a real sport. I've never heard of it before, but these were stances of people playing pickleball. And then my cousin asked me to draw Tarzan from memory, and that was the best I could do. There's a drawing of me. It doesn't really look like me. I was drawing myself in the mirror as we were playing a game of Mysterium. I'm Looking at the man in the mirror, I'm asking her to change her ways. Drawings of some ladies. I love drawing old ladies. This is my grandma. This was another head study for my figure drawing class. That's another one. That's actually Donald Gleason. Doesn't really look like him, but that's the reference I used. He's a very pretty man. I don't know if you've noticed. That's another head study. I'm pretty sure that's Kate Winslet again in Sense and Sensibility. That's Finn Wolfhard, I think. Doesn't really look like him though. I was just picking like celebrities to draw that had like good photo references. And that was when I had to draw a head from memory, and that's kind of what I did. I don't like it that much. That was the male attempt at doing the thing from memory. These were expressions. The assignment was to draw various expressions. So I did. Lots of them are angry and scared. It's obvious what I was feeling that day. Oh well, there's happy and sad. Here's a watercolor page. Usually I don't like sit down and do watercolor. I'll like draw and then I'll come back to a page that I think needs to be watercolored and like sort of fiddle around with it. Kind of what happened with this page is I just looked back and I was like, this page is boring. Also I look through my sketchbook and if it looks too monochrome, I'll just like watercolor a page just for the overall aesthetic appeal. I was intrigued with robots, I guess, on this day. Intrigued with robots who also wear dresses and look fancy. Those are also attempts at drawing people in real life, but they probably moved. That's my friend Catherine again. Wow, I draw my friend Catherine a lot. She's just in this book a lot. Happy birthday, Catherine. We were on a train. I felt so much like an artist. So I was like sketching the person across from me on a train as the landscape went by. I was so artistic. That's like a Pinterest reference, like, gone wrong. Like, I was trying to draw a different angle of the head, and it just was not good, you know? Like, the number one question people ask me when I'm drawing is, are you drawing anybody in particular? And I'm just like, why would I do that? Oh, this is Kelly Marie Tran. I just drew from some reference pictures of her. I will not tolerate any rose hate on this YouTube channel. You will be blocked. Just kidding. But seriously, I haven't looked at the sketchbook in like a week because I went on a trip and I brought it along, but I didn't draw in it because I only had one page left basically. I drew in a new sketchbook. So it's kind of fun to look back through this. I haven't seen these drawings in like a week. These were drawings I did while watching Jumanji in the basement of my grandparents' house while eating soup. Sometimes you have memories tied to drawings and it just makes them better because you're like, I know where I was when I drew this. Some green men, some green elfin men, and a girl. This is more like reference from something. I've learned that I'm like at the end of my imagination. Like, it's kind of sad, but I need to draw from references now. Not always, obviously, but if I don't like use a reference for anything anymore, like I just start drawing a floating head. I need to use references now because I went through this long phase where I was just like, I was drawing things I didn't know how to draw, which was people. But now that I know how to draw people, I don't know how to draw anything else. So if I want to draw anything else, I need a reference. But like now that I know how to draw people, I want to draw other stuff like animals or like clothing, and now, you know, or objects, and I don't know how to just draw those off the top of my head, but I'm like, now I gotta learn how to draw everything. That was a chart I drew for a week I had that was very stressful. I remember it well. Actually, I don't know what was going on, but I was very stressed out. I drew it myself. How did the day get so bad when it's only 10 a.m. and I haven't even left my dorm? Oh, I do remember that day. That was pretty bad. These weren't from reference, I was just trying to draw like dancing without a reference, kind of. It's so fun to like draw dancing because it's like you can just make it up. This is MJ, or Zendaya's version of MJ, the best version. So pumped for her to be like a bigger part of the story. When I was younger, I used to take like pride in the fact that I didn't use references, and that's just like so wrong. Like, who was I kidding? That's such a bad thought to have put in any young artist's mind. It's like, you just need to know how to draw stuff. That's how I got better each time I like had an art block. You use references. References are good. References help. References are essential. This was a character in a play, a mini play at school that I watched. The position of her head on that body is not good. Obviously, I didn't use a reference. This has just turned into like preaching about using references, but it's so important. Not just like online references, just like real life, just like draw real life stuff, you know? That's my sister driving. That isn't actually her nose. And this was the train back from watching Isle of Dogs. I remember that. I was on the train back. I drew this guy who was on the train. This is Klaus from a series of unfortunate events. I keep like watching an episode and then stopping. I just need to watch it all the way through. It is very charming. I like it a lot. I watched The Little Mermaid musical, like a local theater production of it. So I drew a page of Ariel. She was so good. And that's them dancing. That's a screenshot copy from the Kiss the Girl scene from the animated movie. In history class, we were talking about like beatniks and hippies and stuff. Even though these aren't really hippies, I just drew girls with long hair, so you know, hippies. I just felt like doing a little painting. It didn't really turn out how I wanted it to. I've been trying to do a lot of like proportions from memory. Obviously, like proportions are really messed up in that drawing right there, but they're exaggerated. That's painting. I think it's acrylic. I was just messing around. I want to paint more too. That's like one of my goals this summer. Some ladies with flowing hair. Ladies with flowing hair and pretty dresses. Some dudes. I'm always thrilled when I can draw a dude, you know? You know, it be that way sometimes. I didn't actually finish that drawing. That's okay. Y'all know what this is. This is the best scene in Labyrinth. I love Labyrinth. It's just the most iconic 80s movie. I can tell if I'm being like really stiff with my drawings and I'm just like not comfortable drawing that day, kind of. Do you ever spend like 30 minutes like erasing and redrawing a face? I was just drawing like expressions again. I like these. I don't even know who these people are. It's hot in here. I'm sweating. I was walking on a very windy day and my hair was like blowing out of my hoodie and I was like, this would be like a cool thing to draw. So I got to class and just drew it over and over and I couldn't like achieve the cool look. What is that? I don't remember who drew that. Whoever it was though, they love me apparently. These were preliminary sketches for my final drawing, which was super big and it took like 8 hours. It was a master copy, so I was drawing from like this fancy Russian artist. Train sketches. I was on a train. These are my friends. I was on a train that was going very slow, so I could draw. Oh wow, it's Catherine again. Why did I draw Catherine so much? Because I love her. Hi Catherine, happy birthday. You know what else is good about being an artist? Free birthday presents. That's my foot. Sometimes when you don't have a reference, just draw your feet. They're right there. Sometimes I'm just like in the mood to dance, but I'm in the middle of class, so I just, you know, draw someone dancing to get that energy out of my system. I just like came up with this random character dude. He looks kind of like a grown-up Mowgli or something. Have you seen that trailer for Mowgli? What the heck? Why wouldn't they just call it Jungle Book 2? Calling it Mowgli seems like they're remaking the Jungle Book, you know? I mean, I don't know. What do I know? This is my roommate. She was sitting funny on her chair, so I drew her in the position that she was in. This was inspired by Prince of Egypt, like the best animated movie of all time. And that was just like a concept for something. I actually just finished this today, or this like final piece, so yeah. There was a project I had to do where I had to create a Google Doodle. I eventually used Beatrix Potter as my Google Doodle, and so these are what that is. It was me like violently brainstorming, coming up with something like the night before because it was finals and I needed to just create something immediately. Yeah, that was the final design. My sketches of people always come out the most organic. I always love that. Even if it's not like technically good, it's always like captures something about them. This is upside down. Ink. What I like about ink is you just like don't like something, just block it out. Make it dramatically shaded, you know? That was a drawing of me late at night. I said me looking a little dead, but I'm actually full of adrenaline because Sarah fed me a donut and I ran up and down the hall. That was a Pinterest sketch. More Pinterest sketches. I think every artist I know uses Pinterest. This was my Infinity War bingo card. All you need to know about my experience with Infinity War is that I love Wanda. Scarlet Witch is the strongest Avenger. And no one can deny that. Also, I love Vision, and I guess that's controversial. Like, my best friend hates Vision and tells me so constantly. But why? He's the sweetest, and he just wants to die. He just keeps asking everybody to kill him throughout all of Infinity War, and then dies twice. How tragic. I love their relationship. Their relationship was just so sweet to me. I've shipped them since Civil War. Like, I thought that was adorable. I didn't know that they were a thing in the comics when I watched Civil War, so I was kind of surprised they were, like, going for that. But it works. It works! I was drawing this, and it looked a lot like Marge Simpson. So I blocked it out in ink, and it looks better now. Is this why I'm talking so mellow? Because I'm, like, literally gonna melt? Probably. I got home for the summer and I was like in a week-long depression because like post-college life is like that. Suddenly you have nothing to do and like your life lacks meaning. The only thing that was giving me like any joy was like Wanda and Vision and like the Infinity War movie. I endeavored to draw like cute, good drawings of them, and so that's what I did. A vase of flowers. A hand, a leg, a person. Okay, this one is the one I'm most proud of. Look, this took me a long time actually to like get their faces right, so I'm pretty proud of it because it looks vaguely like them, and I was like, sick. I did some mermaids for Mermaid. This one's cool. The watercolor on this, like, it's like glowing. Do you see that? I did that like last night. It's glowing. Wanda, the strongest Avenger. I love her so much. I'm sweaty. Welcome to sweaty nighttime sketchbook tours with Manning. Oh, let's see. This was a drawing I did. Actually, this was a reference of Elizabeth Olsen. Doesn't look like her, but you know. It was a drawing of Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. This was like a full watercolor portrait I did that I kept hating every time I flipped through my sketchbook, so I just kind of like washed out the color and then like inked it in. So it looks better now. You gotta destroy to create. I used to draw so many mermaids. Like, that was what I did because I was afraid of drawing legs. So, this drawing, it's okay, but like, it reminds me too much of drawings I used to do. Like, I used to do drawings like this all the time. So I don't know. I just like, it's fine, but I don't like it. My sister was sitting in a fun position, so I told her to freeze. And like a good sister, she did. So I drew her. There's another Mary Jane. I'm a fan of her till the end. I'm pretty sure she's Spider-Man's like main love interest, right? I don't know enough to say with confidence that she is, but I hope she is. This drawing of Zendaya at the Met Gala. She was in like the best outfit. This was at the Renwick Museum in DC, which my mom volunteers at, so I went for like 4 hours. And it was kind of a small exhibit, but I spent 4 hours there, so I did drawings there. So the whole exhibit was about Burning Man, and so there was this giant statue. It was actually a smaller version of the giant statue from Burning Man, so I drew that from several different angles. Just more drawings of random stuff in the exhibit. It's a cool exhibit. If you're in the DC area, go check it out. After a while, I felt like I was like, do I need to pay rent for being here for so long? There were some wild costumes of like what people wore in the middle of the desert during Burning Man. This was another angle of the big statue of the lady. I don't know if she's like a ballerina or what. And these were more costumes. There was like this giant necklace that I really wanted to wear, but it was huge and looked like it was like 70 pounds. This one was a bug man. I liked this one the best. There's also this one. Oh, I'm so sweaty. How many times am I gonna say use references and I'm so sweaty in this video? Giant eyes, they're watching you. Giant eyes. Just stuff. Just things. I liked how this fabric actually turned out. Actually looks like it has weight and gravity and movement and stuff. This is a drawing of me from a photo from my 13th birthday that I like. This page is upside down. There's always one page that's upside down. A mermaid. And a woman. I kind of want to turn this into a digital drawing. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. There's a lot of backstory with this drawing. Actually, not that much. I told my friend to send me something to draw, so she sent me a few images. She sent me one image of Bucky from Marvel holding a goat, and then a picture of herself. So I drew both of them, but meshed. It's the best drawing I've ever done. Some ladies. Oh my gosh, I remember this because it was pretty recent and it was such a frustrating day. Like, I could not draw a single thing, as you can see. And I was like so frustrated. It took me like 10 years to draw like that simple face. And I was just hating life. So, it's parallels because I watched the Sense and Sensibility from the 90s, and then I watched the 2008 one with, I don't know her name, and Dan Stevens. She was the best though. She was so good. Like, Eleanor's like now one of my favorite Austen characters. Like, she's so interesting to me now. But yeah, so I watched that. It was pretty good. Not as good as the 1990s version though, I gotta say. The royal wedding was going on, so I tried to draw Meghan Markle without a reference. That's why it doesn't look like Meghan Markle. I was at work and I got burned by the kettle. I work in a movie theater. It was my first day and I got burned really bad. Well, it wasn't that bad. Actually, here it is. It's been a week, so it's healed. But then I had to wear this big embarrassing bandage. So that was fun. Good first day on the job. Here are some fancy ladies wearing some fancy clothes, and some more modern ladies wearing fancy clothes, and me sleeping. And these are some sketches for a project I'm doing right now. And there's C-3PO. Oh, there it is. I must have skipped this page on accident. Oops. I know, because I was proud of this drawing. This is Lando. I saw the solo movie last night. It was pretty fun. I have complaints, but I also have, you know, things I liked a lot. So, that was this sketchbook. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry this was such a, I was so chilled out this entire sketchbook video, but it's cool, you know? This is a safe place. It's so hot in here, I'm so sweaty. So, your local pool of sweat has to go to bed now. I'm gonna go to bed after watching 30 minutes of Mamma Mia. So that's what I'm doing. What are you up to? Here's my 3-second Mamma Mia review. I love it. ABBA. The Beach. The woman who was Cosette in the bad Les Mis movie. Amanda Seyfried. Meryl Streep. I'm not really reviewing the movie at this point, I'm just saying aspects of the movie. That's just how